Segment 3 of the cleans. In position, this segment 3 will be the actual drop underneath the bar or the rack delivery. What's going to happen is Carlos is going to go ahead and pick this bar up using our nice pretty clean form, right? He's going to make sure again those toes are out, the knees are out. And we've already talked about delivering that bar to the hang. As he does that, he's in the hang position. Segment 2, right? Segment 2 would be the hang position. He gets that nice big extension, right? And now that bar is going to travel upward. What happens is he brings that bar back down. When he's in this hang position and he hits his extension with his shrug, you're going to notice he's going to pull those elbows up and out. And as the bar travels up, he's going to drop his hip and separate his feet, allowing that bar to catch in that proper rack position. See? He's always maintaining that nice high elbow, separating the feet into air squat as he travels under the bar. One more time for me, Carlos. So again, you'll watch as the second segment ends, we finish that shrug. He's going to lift those elbows high and then spin them fast as he drops under the bar to catch the load. One more time for me, Carlos. So full speed, full. This will be your hang power clean or the ending of your power clean. So this is landing in the power position. As he goes up to power position, he's going to land in a quarter squat with a vertical torso and the elbow is nice and high in that rack position. One more time. Again, always landing in the power position is defined as the most upright position you could possibly be with the torso, with those nice powerful legs helping out. So he's going to extend, nice power position, standing up and down. From the side for me real quick, Carlos, if you don't mind turning around. So we're seeing a little bit of segment 2 pieced in with segment 3, just so you guys can get an idea of the speed of the movement. In position, he's going to start in segment 2 in the hang. He's going to extend, finish that segment 2, and those arms will pull him under the bar. As you see from that side view, that bar path is following a straight line the entire time. Come on down one more time for me. Notice the extension and watch those elbows as he pulls. Big extension and pulls himself right down to the ground. Again, listening for those nice hard feet, right? That nice hard landing to make sure that those legs and those muscles are actually taking the load. One more time for me, Carlos. So he is extended. This is segment 3. He gets that extension from the hang and pulls himself down. Proper rack position, quarter squat, vertical torso. That's the ending of your power clean or your hang power clean. Thank you, Carlos. Look good, man. Thank you. On segment 3, we're going to go over some common faults in segment 3, also known as your rack delivery. We're going to go ahead and pick up the bar, and we're going to have Carlos demonstrate somewhat of the full movement just so you get an idea of what this is supposed to look like, and it'll help us teach you the proper positioning. Remember, as he comes up into position, we're going to go ahead and start from the hang just to kind of save Carlos's back a little bit. All right. So as he's in position 2 or segment 2, when he moves up to segment 3, what we saw is that hip extension, right? Ending segment 2, the shoulders shrug. Now segment 3 will be the rack delivery, and that's pulling himself to the bar. So we're going to have him demonstrate a nice slow muscle clean, okay? And that's really just going to be no jump. He's going to pull, and as you notice, those elbows get nice and high. So some common faults are actually pulling the elbows back on the rack and landing in this incorrect position with the elbows low. So what you'll see is if he doesn't get those elbows high and spin those elbows fast, that bar is going to end up landing on his wrist. So if you think your wrist normally hurt when you hold that rack position, imagine what's going to happen to him if you're hanging out down here for too long, right? We want to correct that by really driving those elbows tall. Go ahead and give him a side position view of that too, Carlos. So again, rack delivery, let's go down to that hang, and what you'll see is you'll see the inability, so let's show him that improper rack position. So as he comes to the rack delivery, right, doesn't let those elbows come all the way around. Remember, we want speed at the elbow. We want to flip that thing as fast as possible, making sure that bar gets to the support system that we call the rack. One more time for me, Carlos. Good. So fast elbows the entire time. Remember, whenever we're delivering to the rack system, we want to make sure whether we're in the bottom of the squat or whether we're landing in power position, that we land with a nice upright torso and those elbows in a vertical position, okay? So what we don't want to see is that chest dumping over in the landing. So Carlos, show me that bad landing with that hip too far back. So he's going to catch it with this hip too far back and those elbows too low. So you're going to get a chance to see both of these, right? Talent, right? So we're pushing that hip too far back. Now he's supporting with that lower back and his shoulders. Go ahead and bring yourself back into position, Carlos. Sorry about that. Okay, so we want to make sure, show me one more good landing, Carlos. Got Carlos sweating now. Hips are going to go back. He's going to make sure he gets extension. And when he hits the rack delivery, if you notice, that torso is vertical. He's got that quarter squat going to make sure that he can get in the most upright position, allowing his legs to help him out in the landing. And that's it for your rack delivery. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate it, man.